This is our homily for Sunday, February 23rd, the seventh Sunday of Ordinary Time. An older man was eating in a truck stop when three young bikers walked in. The first walked up to the old man, pushed his cigarette in the old man's pie, and then sat down. The second walked up, spit into the man's milk, and took his seat at the counter. The third walked up, turned over the old man's plate, and took a seat at the counter. Onlookers were completely shocked at the men's behavior, but the old man didn't seem to be fazed in the slightest. Without a word of protest, he quietly left the diner. Shortly thereafter, one of the bikers said to the waitress, "He's not much of a man, is he?" And the waitress replied, "Not much of a truck driver either. He just backed his truck over 3 motorcycles." This homily will not be long because the message is very clear. I quote from the Gospel, "Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you." When someone hurts me or hates me, there are 2 possible reactions: return the hate or refuse to return the hate. Only one way really makes sense if you think about it, and it's the way Jesus tells us to react. Let's look at it. The first way is to seek revenge. But then what happens? Look at the conflict in the Middle East. That's been going on forever. How many Palestinians have died? How many Israelis have died? Who is really at peace or happy? Think of gang warfare. The members of the conflicting gang are always on edge. Many die, including innocent bystanders. Who is at peace? Who is happy? The Hatfields and McCoys. How many of the members of each family died in the feud over the years? Closer to home, think of a family where 2 members have irreconcilable differences, who cannot make peace with each other. They're not happy or at peace, and they disturb the whole family. No one is at peace. Who is winning? How does this make sense? On the other hand, when I can forgive and let go, I'm at peace and there's peace around me. Isn't that better than getting revenge when you think about it rationally? It doesn't mean I have to be bosom buddies with someone who is difficult, who has hurt me, but it means I have to let go of anger and the desire for getting evil and do my best to be reconciled. My personal experience tells me this is difficult. I handle it this way. The first thing I do is ask God to remind me that I am not innocent, that I do things that hurt people. Second, I ask God to help me be forgiving. Third, I pray for the person. That helps me a lot. It's harder to want to get even when I'm praying for someone. Then, depending on the circumstances, I do my best to reconcile. Not necessarily be friends, but just put animosity aside and settle differences. If the other side doesn't want to, that's okay. I've done my best and I am at peace. And I have not brought more discord into the world around me. My friends, what Jesus tells us to do is a win-win. When we can forgive, reconcile, forget, and move on, we are happier now. Those around us are happier, and we will be happier when we face God, who will show us all the times we needed to be forgiven and who will compliment us for the times when we have been forgiving. I invite us to reflect on this gospel, resolving to let go of any anger or resentment we have and do our best to be reconciled to others. God bless.